Good afternoon. Not yet. Hello. Good afternoon. It does help when you turn the microphone on. Good afternoon and happy Flag Day here in beautiful Batavia, Illinois. My name is Austin Dempsey, and I have the honor and privilege to be here with all of you fine folks today. I am the president of the Fox Valley Patriotic Organization, and you are here in amazing Batavia celebrating something that we hold dear. That is our flag and the history that our community has to that awesome and glorious emblem of our great nation. There's a lot of people that make this event possible, but I first and foremost have to thank Mr. John Heath and the community band for just their amazing work. Can we get a round of applause for our awesome community band? We are so blessed in this community to have so many people who are volunteering. Our community band not only plays here, they play all over the community. They play on the 4th of July at our annual Sky Concert, and if you have not had an opportunity to come on the 4th to celebrate America's birthday in truly a Batavia way, I encourage you to all come out and spend time on the 4th of July here in Batavia as well. The wonderful gentleman standing in front of me is the Batavia Marquette Assembly 188 Knights of Columbus Color Guard. Can we get a round of applause for them for joining us? And off to my left, your right, we've got our amazing Sons of the American Revolution Color Guard. Can we get another round of applause for those? They're going to participate later today. And first and foremost, as we've talked about, it's an amazing day. The good Lord has blessed Batavia in truly an amazing way. And can we get a big round of applause for all those who have come out and to celebrate this awesome day? Thank you very much. And we are excited because once again, we have a great partnership with our local TV program, Batavia BATV, a truly amazing jewel right here in our community is broadcasting this event and recording this event. So this will be, for all those that couldn't make it here in person on this gorgeous day, thank you for tuning in live and through the recordings. We wish everyone at home a happy Flag Day as well. So I'd like to take a moment and honor and recognize the representatives for whom our wonderful Flag Day monument was built. Would any veterans or active duty military personnel please stand or wave to be recognized? And can we get a round of applause for those who have served our nation? Thank you for your service to our great country. We are also very honored to have with us our first responders, our police and fire. Over there in the shade, we've got a number of representatives from our police and fire department. And would any other active first responder please stand and be recognized? And then we are delighted to be talking later in the program about a very exciting next chapter in the Flag Day Monument's journey towards educating the future on all the great flag history of our flag and our great nation. And we couldn't do that without a tremendous amount of hard work and effort from educators. So are there any current or former educators that could please stand and be recognized for your importance in teaching the next generation? And at this point, I'd like to direct your attention to the flagpole at the monument for the flag raising ceremony. I'd like to thank the representatives from the Batavia Police Department, the Batavia Fire Department, the Batavia VFW, the Batavia American Legion, and the Batavia Scouts for doing this honor for us today. Please rise while the flag is being risen. Afterwards, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, the Star-Spangled Banner, as well as the singing of God Bless America.
Color Guard, attention.
lines. Advance arms. My files left, march. Company, present! Arm!
Present. Court.
Company, order! Arm! Fire line. Advance arm. March.
And now please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard, Harry Court. Right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you. And if you can remain standing for 1 minute longer, we are delighted to be blessed today with Diana Kwok, who's going to sing us God Bless America. Can we get a round of applause for Diana?
Why the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
That was spectacular. Thank you very much. All right, please be seated. We are moving into another part of our program today, and we are delighted to have with us an Illinois historian, Tom Emery, who just finished a presentation at our Civic Center Council Chambers on Dr. Bernard Segrand, one of the famous residents of Batavia, who after a significant lifelong journey was able to get President Woodrow Wilson in 1916 to dedicate June 14th each year in honor of our flag. He was a Batavia resident at the time, and Mr. Emery has very nicely agreed to share a few minutes summary of his presentation with all of you in case you had an opportunity to miss it. BATV also did a wonderful job of capturing this presentation, and it will be airing in the weeks ahead. So I'd like to welcome Tom up to the stage, and as he's coming up, I'd like to just give a little bio. Tom Emery is an acclaimed historical writer and researcher. He will be discussing the fascinating life of Dr. Bernard Segrand, a Batavia resident for 19 years and the founder of Flag Day. Mr. Emery will discuss Segrand's numerous achievements, including his prolific historical writing, his widely respected dental practice and teaching, his service to libraries, and his personal life and habits that lifted him to national celebrity status of the man who founded Flag Day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Emery.
Thank you. My name is Tom Emery. I'm from Carlinville, Illinois, and I know most of you have no idea where that's at, and probably don't care. I'm about 5 hours away from home. I'm 45 miles south of Springfield. Take this off. I, a few minutes ago, had the honor, and I truly consider that an honor, of presenting a program at City Hall on the life of Bernard Segrand. I'm going to do a capsulized version of that for you now. Bernard Segrand, as you know, is the father of Flag Day. He lived for about 20 years here in Batavia. His home still stands at 1184 South Batavia Avenue, Route 31. He devoted his life, though, to the creation of Flag Day. He was not just some guy with an idea. He devoted his life to making Flag Day not only a holiday, but a national holiday. Unfortunately, that did not succeed. But when you buy a calendar today, every June 14th is marked as Flag Day. That was his greatest accomplishment. That was, he considered, his greatest legacy. But there's much more to the man than that. His prolific writing, historical interest. Bernard Segrand's name was in newspapers around the nation several times a month for years. In 1920, 12 years before he died, he claimed he had written 2,188 articles on patriotic topics, including Flag Day. Can you imagine that? 2,188 articles? That's unbelievable. Excuse me, I meant to say speaking appearances. 2,100 speaking appearances on Flag Day. He wrote 700 articles on newspapers or 500 magazines, delivered 1,100 lectures on dental and medical research. So he's doing quite a few different things. He's native of Luxembourg, and I'd asked the crowd a few minutes ago, what do y'all know about Luxembourg? I learned more in this research about Luxembourg than I ever thought I would know. Little country of 998 square miles. Kane County is over half the size of about half the size of Luxembourg. He was born in Waubeka, Wisconsin on October 1st, 1866, 35 miles north of Milwaukee, and sadly they do very little to remember his legacy. As Linda Scheichel told me, they have an antique car show every year on June 14th, and that's it. Sigrand is more closely connected with Batavia than any other place he lived. He lived in several different places. He was a dentist, but not just any dentist. He was a dental surgeon, a dental faculty member. He taught dental school. He was actually valedictorian of a class in dental surgery, in dental work at Lake Forest College in 1888. He later studied at Valparaiso University. He later studied at Northwestern and University of Chicago. That might be enough to satisfy anyone, but he kept pushing this idea of Flag Day. He kept thinking what we need to do for Flag Day, to honor the flag, because it originated when he was an 18-year-old school teacher on June 14th, 1885, at a school he was teaching in Waubeka, Wisconsin, Stony Hill School, when he took an inkwell, put a 10-inch 38-star flag in it, and told the students, what do you think of this? What does this mean to you? They spent the day writing essays and talking about what the flag meant to them. From those humble beginnings became his life's work, which brought us here today. And Sigrand, who, like I say, wrote a number of different books, he wrote a 550-page book on seals, on top of seals. He is an expert on heraldry. He designed the seal that saved Chicago, of Cook County, and the Chicago Municipal Court. He wrote about 15 or 20 different book titles. I don't know when the guy slept, truthfully. But he had a very strange way of looking at the flag, and it's very stringent. You know how some of you are wearing flag colors? We're celebrating Flag Day, having fun with this. There's flag decorations all over Batavia today. Dr. Sigrand, who is very well liked, had a very tough way of looking at the flag. If you displayed it in such a way that it espoused commercialism, that didn't show respect, that did something to desecrate it, in his eyes, he would not only be mad at you, he recommended a $25 or $100 fine to nail you on that. That's $3,300 in today's terms. A second offense, he recommended a $1,200 fine and a year in prison. So if you screwed up with the flag the first time, he's drop a heavy fine on you. The second time, he's sending you up to the big house. I thought that was really interesting. But you can see his name in newspapers anywhere. He wrote an article on the 75th anniversary of the creation of Chicago. You could read that in Calgary. When he died, it was a national news story. And why? Because he's founder of Flag Day. Anything you read about Bernard Sigrand, the words Flag Day were almost synonymous with him. What would he think of today being a Flag Day? He'd be thinking about all things that were going on in this country that received national publicity, good and bad. But Flag Day is not mentioned among many of those. He'd be proud of Batavia, because you're all here today doing this. And I think that's something that the city of Batavia should be proud of. This is a very special place. I was here yesterday, driving up and down the streets of town, was just struck by how beautiful the town was, all the special things you have here, like what you're doing today. Dr. Sigrand would be very, very proud of that. And it's been an honor for me to be a part of it, so thank you all for having me.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much. We will continue our Flag Day celebration today. I'd like to introduce and welcome up to the stage a man who locally really needs no introduction at all, a man who has been a public servant to our community and is probably going to go on the list of one of the greatest citizens of Batavia as well. Our mayor for over 40 years, please help me in welcoming up to the stage our mayor, Honorable Jeffrey Shelkey.
Thank you, Austin. Batavia has started some traditions here that go back a ways. In 1950, we had a fire chief in town by the name of Bud Richter, and we had just gotten through with World War II, and there was a lot of veterans that Richter felt needed to have some tribute paid to them. So he came up with the idea that we would go out and solicit money from the community and get donations, and on the 4th of July, the Batavia Fire Department would fire off a 4th of July night program. So we did it the first time over at Illinois Avenue at the old high school field, and I'm proud to say we've done it every year since, with the -1 when we got basically COVID shut us down for the year, but we've not. This will be the 75th annual fireworks show, and the interesting thing about that is that we've never put a tax dollar of Batavia into it. We every year have raised all the money to buy the fireworks, which is now over a $30,000 a year raise, because it's not cheap to bring in a company to fire them safely like we now do. But I'm very pleased that we have that tradition that follows this one. And one of the things that we have created is a special award that hangs in the city council chambers, and it's called the Dr. Bernard Sagran Patriotic Award. And on this we've honored now, this will be the 9th time we've honored somebody. It's been Boy Scout troops, it's been some folks who restored Sagran's home, a variety of things. Martin Callahan, who began the Flag Day Monument movement here. So today we're going to honor 3 gentlemen who really have picked up where the fire department left off. The fire department couldn't continue to fire them and then raise the money and whatever. So we had 3 volunteers from the community step forward, and one at a time over the last number of years, they've been the one that's ran the fireworks program. And today we're going to add those 3 names for the fireworks leaders for decades. And those are Walt Donnet, Roger Bryce, and Mark Davis. And I know some of them are here. If you guys would come up for a moment. To say these guys are golden voices in our town. They really have put it together and allowed us to continue on this great tradition we have, and now it's estimated that we easily have 15,000 plus people come to Batavia every 4th of July to see the fireworks program. So we're very proud of that tradition. It speaks well to our commitment to patriotism, the American flag, and all the good stuff in service of others to our country. So gentlemen, I'm honored today to let you know you're on here. Would any of you like to make any comments?
No, thanks.
The only comment I will make is that this gentleman here in less than a month has a big show to pay for. So if any of you would like to go to, what is the website? BataviaFireworks.org and make a contribution so that we can see another great fireworks show in less than a month.
Okay, just so everybody knows, that was Roger Bryce, Walt Donnet, and Mark Davis. And those are the 3 guys over the last 35, 40 years.
I got 16.
16, 17,
44 years. These 3 gentlemen have run the show. So can we give them a round of applause? Now I believe I'm supposed to turn it back to office.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations to our Segrand Award winners. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Mr. Heath back up to have the community band regale us in another wonderful patriotic classic. So amazing, thank you. You know, today would not be possible without the hard work and effort of a tremendous amount of volunteers, and we have all of them listed on the program, but also without the effort and dedication of just a tremendous amount of small groups and other organizations that have helped make today what today is and help provide patriotic initiatives and endeavors all throughout Batavia and Kane County. Our monument in 2016, on the 100th anniversary of Flag Day, when we embarked to build something in honor of Dr. Segrand, it wasn't to build Dr. Segrand a monument. It was to build a monument for what Dr. Segrand believed in through the 2,188 speeches and writings, the petition of 5 U.S. presidents, and an entire lifetime of dedication towards something that mattered to him, our flag. Because if you're left or right, blue or red, or any color in between, we are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, and that is our emblem. That even in our darkest days, in hues of red, white, and blue, our flag symbolizes the struggle from 13 independent colonies to one nation, united in freedom, liberty, and justice. This monument that we have right here in downtown Batavia is not just the monument you see today. It will continue to grow and evolve. With 300 plus plaques on the monument, each one of them with a QR code that you can scan and get a history of what those plaques mean. We tell the story of America through the 28 different official versions of the flag. There's just fascinating history contained on there. I frequently get asked, with 300 plus plaques on there, which is your favorite? And my favorite unequivocally is the final one. It reads, "The future is yours. It is yours to determine the culture we embrace, the heritage we leave, and the world that we build." It's a call to action for those who are going to come after us, because we stand here today on the foundation that generations have built for us. And I'm pleased to introduce a fellow Flag Day founder and the co-chair of the Batavia Flag Day Committee, Mr. Marty Callahan, to share some exciting news about the next step in our journey and our monument here in Batavia. Can I get a round of applause for Mr. Marty Callahan?
Thank you all for coming today. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for coming today. Even the people way out, sitting out there underneath the trees up on the hill, I appreciate you all for coming. Because for today, we do not gather for just a mere ceremony. We stand in witness to a promise not stitched in the fabric, but woven into the soul of our nation. This flag has risen over battlefields where courage was tested, stood unwavering in the tempests of history, and soared above movements that demand justice, equality, and the sacred right to speak freely. And now, as America nears its 250th year, this flag carries more than the weight of the past. It bears the responsibility of our future. This flag has been lifted by hands both weary and resolute, carried through the fires of war and through the quiet, not right now, but the quiet reconciliations of peace. It has flown over moments of fracture and unity, whispering to us that freedom is not a gift bestowed, but an aspiration, embellished by those stars that guide each generation to a brighter dawn. Our flag does not demand allegiance to one voice, one creed, or one destiny. It embraces all. So today, we honor not just the flag, but the spirit it embodies. The truth that we are the architects of our future yet to be unwritten, guided by the unwavering belief that liberty and justice belong to all. With that, we wouldn't be here today without the help of a lot of people behind the scenes. So if you would, I would like to make sure that we recognize you. Our committee members, please stand when you're called. Maureen Morena, Steve Hunter, Jeremy Reeves, Chris Harmon, Paul Little, Zach Knock, and Dan Heckel. This next year, we're going to be preparing for America 250 and why we have been here for 250 years. In order to do that, you can stay informed at Illinois250il250.org or america250.org. To speak further about that, I would like to introduce my friend, the National Chair of the Flag of the United States of America from the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Maria Blinn.
Good afternoon. Today we gather to celebrate the enduring spirit of our nation and the symbol that unites us all, the American flag. Over a century ago, the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution established a U.S. Flag Committee dedicated to instilling a deep patriotic respect for our flag. As we look forward to America's 250th anniversary in 2026, the America 250 initiative reminds us of our journey that we've taken as a nation and the values that have shaped us. The Flag Day Monument here in Batavia stands as a testament to our dedication to preserving and honoring our nation's history, educating the public, and promoting patriotism. A couple of years ago, I heard that Batavia was building a national caliber monument dedicated to the American flag. So I visited the city to learn about this remarkable monument, and I noticed that there was a round cement pad on the ground. When inquiring about it, I learned that it was meant to be an educational area where schools, historic societies, churches, and community groups could sit, discuss, and reflect on what they had learned from the monument. Sadly, this part of the project was put on hold due to budget constraints. At that moment, I thought this would be a wonderful project for a group to complete because this community truly deserves a space to reflect on the history and the values represented in the Flag Day Monument. This space would need a meaningful name, and it seemed connecting the northern history of the Flag Day Monument to one of Illinois' oldest artifacts, the Liberty Bell of the West, would work well. This bell, gifted to us by King Louis XV of France in 1741, still exists today in the southern Illinois town of Kaskaskia. It rang in celebration on July 4th, 1778, after George Rogers Clark captured the town from the British. That moment of patriotic triumph inspired the perfect name for this plaza, the Liberty Education Plaza. The plaza is envisioned as a circular space with 2 rows of tiered seating and a pergola overhead to provide shade. The second level of the seating will serve a dual purpose as a writing desk for those seated on the lower tier or on the boulders that will be placed around the outside of the plaza. A podium will be included, offering an ideal focal point for educational talks, presentations, and community ceremonies. This thoughtful design will offer visitors a place to sit, write, discuss, and reflect on the history they've just learned from the monument. I am thrilled to announce that beginning June 29th, following my installation as Illinois State Regent, Illinois DAR members will officially launch fundraising efforts for this important project. As we prepare to celebrate America 250, the Illinois State Organization is committed to working with this outstanding community to bring the Liberty Education Plaza to life. Happy Flag Day to all, and thank you for being here today to join us for this celebration of our nation's enduring spirit. Thank you.
And just like any good presentation, when I was talking about the committee members, but wait, there's more. Mainly because my co-chair, Linda, is a much better organizer than I am, because I may have forgotten Linda and Nan Phillips and Marge Brown. So thanks so much. Next, I would like to introduce one of the main reasons why we are here because of the United States flag. And I would like to ask to come to the podium, Jeremy Reeves, the post commander of VFW Post 1197 on auxiliary.
Good afternoon, Batavia. As Marty said, my name is James Reeves, and I am the proud commander of Batavia Overseas Post 1197. It's an honor to stand before you today on behalf of the veterans of foreign wars to talk about an emblem that means more to us than words can convey, the flag of the United States of America. June 14th is Flag Day, a day set aside to honor the vibrant symbol of our nation's history, ideals, and sacrifices made to protect them. For veterans, for the men and women of the VFW, Flag Day is not merely a holiday. It is a deeply personal and endearing reminder of our commitment, our losses, and the true meaning of America. The story of Flag Day begins with a resolution passed by the Continental Congress on June 14, 1777, declaring that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. In June 1886, Dr. Bernard Segrin of Batavia, Illinois, publicly proposed an annual observance of the flag's birthday in an article entitled The 14th of June in a Chicago newspaper. More than 170 years after the flag's birthday, President Harry S. Truman signed an act of Congress in 1949 designating June 14th as National Flag Day. This simple declaration marked the birth of our Stars and Stripes, a representation of a promising nation daring to dream of liberty and real freedom. When we talk about the flag, the American flag, our flag, we're not just talking about a piece of red, white, and blue cloth. We're talking about our home. We're talking about you and me, and our parents and our friends. We're talking about all Americans. But for those of us who have worn the uniform, the flag is so much more than a historical artifact or a piece of fabric. It is the banner under which we served, under which we marched, under which our brothers and sisters in arms made the ultimate sacrifice. We have seen that flag proudly flying over distant lands, a beacon of hope and a promise of the freedom to come. We have seen it carried into battle, a rallying point against oppression, and we have seen it brought home, sometimes tattered, but never defeated. We have also seen it draped over the caskets of our fallen, each fold a painful reminder of the true cost of liberty. The flag represents the enduring spirit of America, the ideals of liberty, justice, and equality that we, as veterans, swore an oath to defend. When we look at that flag, we see the unity of our diverse nation, the resilience of our spirit, and the unwavering commitment to a better future. It is a symbol that transcends politics and personal opinions, reminding us of what unites us as Americans. When we talk about our flag, we're talking about freedom. And it's not just the freedom we have today. We're talking about the freedom that millions of American men and women have fought to defend since our country was founded nearly 250 years ago. It took almost 8 years, but thousands died and many came home wounded in that revolution. When the dust of war settled, those patriots looked out at a free America, and we have remained free, standing strong for nearly 250 years. For more than 2 centuries, we have been a free country and a free people, and the reason we have stayed free for so long is that millions of American men and women have fought and died to keep us free. In war after war, they have held the line against those who would take our freedom from us. On this Flag Day, as members of the VFW, we urge all Americans to take a moment to truly appreciate this powerful symbol, to understand its history, respect its meaning, and be reminded of the immense sacrifices made to secure our freedoms. Let us ensure that future generations understand that this flag is not just a piece of cloth, but a living testament to the ongoing struggle for freedom and the unwavering spirit of those who defend it. I'd like to take this time to invite you all to be our guest at the VFW today at 4 p.m. At our Red, White, and Bruise event, we will be celebrating Flag Day and the United States Army's 250th birthday, which also happens to be today. We will have live music, a large area for children to play outside, 6 food vendors, a selfie station with veterans, and an opportunity to talk and or have a drink with Batavia's own veterans. At 4:30, we'll be honoring the United States Army's 250th birthday with cake and cookies. You can drive down, and parking will be available at the post, at the Parks Department across the street, or at the church next door. You could also use the bike path to walk the approximate 1 mile from this location down to our post. I would like to thank the following people that will be making Red, White, and Brews event fun for all. Thank you to a brass act and Katie Costner, both of which are performing live music today. Thank you to the Scouts for watching over the Gaga Ball pit, which is a new thing that I've never heard of before, and the DAR for providing the cookies. Let's give it up for the Flag Day Committee that has put in the countless hours to make this all possible. As I'd like to say thank you all, and God bless America.
Just so good. One more round of applause for our big community band. Excellent. As we are coming to the close of this wonderful festivity today, I'd like to invite everybody to make their way over to the monument. When we initiated the monument project, we came up with this idea to create opportunity for time capsules, and we are going to be sealing the time capsules. We have 2 time capsules that will be opened in 50 years and 2 that will be opened in 100 years on Flag Day. Those time capsules, over the last several years, we've been collecting pictures and letters and pens and other artifacts that we want to send to the future of Batavia. We will be sealing those and then putting those in the Patriot Parkway, Patriot Park sign. And then after that, as you make your way over, please, if you get an opportunity to check out some of the amazing tables. We've got a table from the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Sons of the American Revolution, the Fox Valley Patriotic Organization, the Three Fires Council of America, and the Boy Scouts have just been truly amazing to work with. Scouts do such great work in our community. They take patriotism out into the community, and we're just so blessed to have so many amazing Scout organizations here. And then don't forget about the VFW. And I promise you there's some shade over here, which is a good thing. So if you can make your way over to the monument, if you're interested, we will be sealing those time capsules. And then after that, the fire department, unfortunately, a number of them had to go to work. Thank you, and God bless our firefighters for going to work. But we are blessed to have with us the police department's comfort dog, River, is here. I haven't met River yet, but River looks pretty awesome and very cute, and I can't wait to go over and pet River. And then after the program today, our community band is going to play a few more numbers. So thank you for being here and celebrating this. You're taking part in an awesome tradition here in Batavia to celebrate our flag in a truly meaningful way on Flag Day. And on behalf of the Fox Valley Patriotic Organization, thank you again for coming, and make your way over to the monument and we will seal those time capsules. Thank you very much. Wonderful volunteers, bring the items over for our 2 50-year time capsules. So are the volunteers ready to bring over the items so that we can seal them up for 50 years? Come on over, guys. Thank you for your help. All right, you're going to slide them right into this tube here.
Turn them the other way.
Oh, turn them the other way. You're going to go like this. There you go. Now just push that in there. Thank you. Wait, come stand right here when you're done. All right, come on in. And here we're going to turn. You got school stuff. Yeah, this is from our school. What school do you go to?
That's true.
You go to Alice Gustafson?
Yes.
You're a Gator? That's awesome. Stuff on your school will be there for 50 years, which is kind of neat. All right. All right, and if you'd stand right over here when you were done, we'll get a picture in a second here. Ooh, JB Nelson and some more of our school information.
Do they just stay?
Yeah, we're going to seal them in a second here. Come on over. Here you go. I will give you a hand here. We're putting stuff about our Rotary Club and Rotolo, our Park District, our library. All right, and actually, here you go. We have 2, to the future Batavians. Let's put this one on this one, all right? We're going to slide those right in there. Do you want to slide those right in? That is perfect. And would you like to put your items in here? Perfect. You want to put your sunglasses in there and get them in 50 years? No, you're good? All right, everybody who helped out, just turn around right here. And we're going to look over here because you guys are on TV. How cool is it you're on TV? And for all the parents who want to get a picture, here too. And can we get a big round of applause for all those who helped our 50-year time capsules?
Got it?
No, but I will. Amen.
There's one.